Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Oh my god! Look what I discovered. And I don't know many people. I don't know if many people have seen this, but this is LANI MISALUCHA. A lot of you know that she can speak or she can sing in many different languages: German, Italian, obviously Filipino, Tagalog, different dialects as well.
Well, Filipino and Tagalog are the same thing. Okay.
No, not necessarily.
Oh.
Just saying that because I read it in the comments. But anyways, this is LANI MISALUCHA singing in Spanish, and it's called Hasta la eternidad, which means unto eternity. And I think it's a worship song that maybe they did for like the service. But yeah, I don't think many people have seen this. I'm trying to tell you all have the capability to speak in Spanish.
Indeed.
You know?
It is true. I totally agree.
So get on. I'm only joking.
Do it!
Yeah, so I can go there and then it'll be a bit easier.
No, it won't. You have to speak in English.
Right. I think I have to learn Tagalog.
I think so too.
But I'm just saying, you all have that capability in your head. Just gotta. I think the button's like right in like left of your ears, up,
Wow.
up of your back,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
Okay, thank you. Nice.
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter.
Gorgeousness.
I'm pumped.
Me too.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, what the... What?
So it's always the S's, right? Which are very different in Tagalog. Because
S's and C's, but when they're combined with that E or an I,
it's sh for them.
it's a sh.
It's a sh, right? Yeah. That's literally the only thing. Everything else is like, the hell.
Bang.
Actually, as a matter of fact, she probably pronounces B's and V's better than Hispanic people do.
I actually agree.
Because for some reason, we never differentiate them.
No, they all sound like B.
Yeah, like
somewhere in between the both.
like sabia, which has a what would you call it in English? B. Yeah, it's a B.
But a plosive B.
It's a plosive B. But then like Bella, for example, we say Bella. It still say
Yeah, which is with a
V.
Yeah.
But we don't really differentiate them, especially in Latin America. Maybe in Spain they do it a bit better.
Yeah, but there are certain
More refined, to be
But
fair.
there's also certain accents in Spain where they take away certain
Words, right?
finishing of words, like they don't finish
They
certain
shorten
words.
them.
Yeah. Depending on the area, of course, in Spain.
To a certain extent, she actually pronounces B's and
Things
V's better than us.
better, yeah, I agree.
Te conocí esta noche, pero creo que es correcto. Aún
Oh,
antes
so
de
different.
verte, yo te había amado.
That's gorgeousness.
Sé que hace mucho tiempo,
Hace.
antes de esta vida.
Yeah, it's very Spanish from Spain.
Somos amigos, somos para que siempre lo que
Yes.
pasó ha sido inmenso. Tú eres el sol que brilla en mi vida. Tu
This is what church sounds like
In
in the Philippines, bro. You get
Oh my
LANI
God.
MISALUCHA to do the worship song, or like what do you call
Or
it?
Jaya singing worship songs
Yes.
for you? What the...
Online in like the remote service, nowadays.
Wow, that is gorgeousness. The fact why in
idea to
Spanish,
get
that
people
is
to-
actually a very good question.
I guess it's because I don't know, because it's LANI. Maybe she wanted to do it.
Maybe there's like a Hispanic community. This is part of it. I don't know.
Depends
Listen.
on the what would you call it? The region of the church, right, as well.
Could be.
Bit mad, man.
It is pretty crazy. I have to be honest. We already spoke about her beautiful modulation and her great integration of classical singing with the contemporary singing in between. But when it's done in Spanish, that's actually that mix between contemporary and classical. It was very, very prominent in the late 60s up all the way up until like the 80s, where ballads were sung in that specific range of modulation, which is somewhere in between that classical training with the contemporary training. So it's somewhere in between where you get really long elongated vowels, very highly vibrato ending to the phrases. Usually women would be very soprano inclined, and yeah, it would sound like this. So it's interesting that in her take, in 2021, we're getting so much of that bolero inflection, right? So
2020.
2020, well, still, uh, that bolero inclusion of of the purest sound in Spanish, in a Hispanic culture, um, as it is in modern day. It's actually a really interesting sound for me to see being replicated in the modern day.
Maybe with Lani, right? When she went to school at that time, maybe they were still in the curriculum as well.
To speak Spanish?
Yeah, in the Philippines.
Could be.
Because
I don't
it was
know.
just it was the 80s, was it? Or 80s, 70s when they took it off.
Right.
We,
Well,
we
at least we know that the Spanish boleros were very
a huge deal
very
after
huge.
speaking to Pelita, which
Yeah, in the Philippines. So up until the 80s. So I suppose that
would
maybe
be
that's where
encouragement.
maybe that's where some of those natural influences come from when singing in Spanish.
Like even the fact as well, like Martin, we've seen him now speaking in Spanish,
Spanish.
but classic Spanish songs, right?
Which-
With arrangements and stuff, but classic Spanish songs.
Well, which also go back to that idea of boleros in
Yeah.
the most purest of ways, in South America, where is where we grew up and we were exposed to that type of music. But I think in Spain they also had a lot of this sound naturally come from that.
Yeah. The only difference is when we said the sh, the SIE, cien, in Spanish would be cien. But even there, we don't differentiate C's and S's.
No, they
It's
kind of
just
sound the same.
The same.
The only difference between S's, C's, and Z's is in the Spanish, in the Royal Academy of Spanish Language itself, that it would differentiate the Z as like a th sound. Yeah, like a th sound.
She
in
does it
English.
actually when she said
Something she said, corazon or something,
Corazón.
and it was very
he's very Spanish.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guía en mi corazón.
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 We would say corazón.
Eres el motivo, el
But yeah, her
motivo
V's are so prominent.
contigo por todo el camino hasta la eternidad.
That's perfect.
Gorgeous. It's absolutely stunning.
Continuaremos
Gorgeous modulation is just freaking fantastic. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
I love this woman, dude. She's amazing.
Y sé que hace mucho tiempo
Hace también.
desde esta vida.
See that is perfect, dude. Like that, I'm telling you, dude. I don't know what the hell is going on, but that's fluent. But from Spain.
Y sé que hace mucho tiempo desde esta vida.
Antes de esta
Ahí
vida.
estaba
She's
yo,
Filipino.
ahí estabas tú. Somos amigos juntos para que siempre lo que
You can only tell
noticed.
there, yeah.
ha sido inmenso. Tú eres el sol que brilla en mi vida.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And dude, for fathers who's watching, this
That
is
is
this is like
gorgeous.
a remote mass service.
Yeah, this is for,
So
church.
This is for church. And for some reason, it's the same as maybe when you watch Last. I think you've watched it, right? You were on the channel when you watch Last Longa sing
Via Dolorosa.
Via Dolorosa, right? I guess that one would make more sense because it's such a hit. You know, it became such an iconic piece.
Well, it's a very popular hymn, yeah.
But she's singing Hasta la eternidad, who I don't know who the writer or original singer of it is. But yeah, she's singing it, you know, for church in the Philippines. Madness. It's like it's still insane to me how intertwined
Yeah,
it's
the
sort of the
cultures
cultures are.
Yeah,
You know?
me too. To me it still boggles me. I have a lot of I can't wait to go to the Philippines and like see the culture face to face, because I find that I kind of have these expectations, like
Yeah,
I
we were
will
talking about that the
feel
other day. Yeah,
somehow will
it would
bring
feel like
back
back home.
yeah, it will bring
That's what
back
Bali
that
thinks.
home feel to it. But I don't know, maybe I don't know. I've never been
Well,
to
we
the
only
Philippines,
find
so
out once we can go.
yeah, absolutely.
I just hope everything just gets better there as well, like fast. You know?
And then we can go.
Same as here in the winter. It looks like just gonna
In
hit
the
the fan.
winter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Believe
anyways,
me,
we'll see.
for all we know.
We'll try and stay positive.
Stay positive.
Día en mi corazón.
See, but
So
she
there she
didn't
changed
say
it.
she didn't say the corazon there.
She
like,
didn't say corazón. She said corazón now.
like how we say it in Latin America. That's interesting. Do it again.
Oh, que fría en mi vida.
Vida, so beautiful.
Día en mi corazón.
Oh, just a little bit, just a little bit enough.
Eres el motivo, el por qué sigo adelante.
Stunning.
Por todo el camino hasta la eternidad continuaremos.
That's a really hard word, and she does it so easily.
Digo por todo el camino hasta la eternidad continuaremos.
That is so good. Stunning, absolutely stunning.
And we're talking like this is like LANI MISALUCHA is like a fucking world best-selling artist, like in like in the whole of Asia, like an absolute legend, dude. And she's just like singing, you know, for church and like people. That's what you
From
get
her
there.
home,
Madness, bro.
it is pretty freaking insane.
It's madness.
The delivery, the modulation, the diction is absolutely impeccable. I mean, there is so much to go from there. And actually, if you think about it, the siempre, how she says siempre, which is always, I find that if you pay close attention, sometimes in how in Spanish it can be misheard. Like, and she obviously amplified it, but you can sometimes hear that a little bit of a sh in the CM. I can see where the cha comes from.
Right.
But
So you think it's more emulation rather than?
I believe that
rather
what
than
you're
accent.
hearing, what you're hearing here, it's an emulated sound rather than a learned, taught, diction wise.
I would say so. The thing about her was very peculiar, though. So she does know quite a few languages. So I don't know how she learned them. I don't know how she learned to sing in them. But yeah.
Well, given her classical background, I would think, okay,
That
yes,
was my
Italian and German. I understand where it comes from, because you would have to practice the most iconic classical songs, German and Italian.
Yep.
Yeah, so that to me, it's like it's a. But then again, you learn to sing classical by emulating sound.
Yeah. Right now.
So then perhaps that's just the way that she learned to sing in other languages, just by emulating the sounds that she's hearing from the original.
Let us know perhaps more about LANI and sort of that side of it, because that'll be really interesting
That's
to know about.
absolutely stunning. That was so beautiful in so many ways.
And also maybe what other performances would you check out next, which will be an absolute honor. And goodbye.
Yay!